Alright, so we got seafood fettuccine. So we got some tilapia, salmon, mussels, shrimp, haddock, and bacon. Put the mussels in a bowl with a bit of salt, let them soak for a bit, they'll spit out any sand. What I'm going to do is get my vegetables ready. Going to chop up some garlic. We have some shallots we're going to chop up here. Some fresh thyme we're going to chop as well. I'm going to chiffonade some fresh basil. And we're going to marinate the seafood and the basil, the lemon zest, the shallots, and let that marinate for a couple hours inside the fridge, nice and cold. So I got my bacon here. I'm going to slice the bacon up and then chop in little bits. So we're going to mix some of the shallots and the bacon and the garlic on the bowl here, and we're going to saute that first. A little bit of lemon zest. I'm just going to take the zest right off the lemon. Don't want any of the white stuff, it's a bit bitter. Small tomatoes. I'm going to cut them up nicely, dice them up. They're going to break down for a little bit of the sauce here tonight for our fettuccine. And some carrot. I'm going to slice one side, put it on its side, and then make some nice slices and put it into long julienne, which is just basically a matchstick type of cut. So the tilapia I'm going to slice. Now the fish I'm using tonight is fairly hard fish. I'm not using any flaky fish, although the haddock is a bit flaky. But so that way when it cooks it holds its shape. Now this is mussel here it's open a little bit. If your mussels are open, don't use them, they're dead. We want to pull off the beards, which is that little bit of stuff, some of them sticking on the side. That's the beard is what the mussel uses to hold on to whatever it's sticking onto in the ocean. So if they're open, throw them out. And then what I do is put all the seafood together in a bowl with the lemon, a little bit of olive oil, the basil, some shallots, the garlic, and we're going to mix that up and let that sit in the fridge for a couple hours. Alright, so we get the water boiling here. I got my 4-quart pot. We fill it 3/4 full. Medium-high heat, about a half a teaspoon of salt in there. You put the salt in, give it a good stir. Dissolve the salt a little faster, and it'll help boil it a bit faster as well. My 12-inch frying pan, I got my bacon and garlic, a little bit of shallots. Pan's nice and on a medium-high heat, getting it hot. Throw the bacon in there, and we're going to saute it in a little while. Start cooking some of that fat out. Alright, so the water's boiling here. So what I'm going to do is I got put a little bit of oil into the water. I got 1 box of pasta here. It's a small box. I'm going to put the whole box into the 4-quart, spread it around as much as we can, and let it just slowly start to soften up a little bit. As it softens up, give it a bit of a twist and move it around to the pot. Now with the fettuccine and any kind of long pasta, it's important to give it a good mix up before you start cooking it, because if they're clumped together as they cook, the starch of the pasta will clump them together. So move them around a bit before just let it sit there with the lid on. The bacon's cooked. I've added all my seafood inside. Now a little stir. I want to be gentle because the seafood is going to fall apart. Kind of mix up all that bacon fat into the seafood. I'm going to put the chopped tomatoes, the thyme, the green onions, and about 1.5 cups of white wine. Yeah, it's probably about 2 cups actually. So then what we're going to do is let that cook at a medium-high heat. I took some French beans and my julienne carrots. I put them in my ricer basket on top of the pasta. The whistle went off. That's cooked. Quick blanch, because what I want to do is throw those into the seafood. I didn't want to cook these together because I didn't want to overcook my seafood. Alright, so everything's pretty much cooked here. I'm just going to put the lid on, let that sit for a sec, and when the pasta's ready, we're good to go. I have some nice Parmesan cheese we're going to grate up and put on the pasta as well. So fettuccine's cooked. Going to drain it inside the sink, get the water out of there, and add a little bit of oil. The good idea is when you put a bit of oil in your pasta after it's cooked, it also doesn't stick together. It helps not clump as much. So a little bit of olive oil, and we'll give it a slight little toss up there, and then as it sits there, it's not going to be clumped up. And there you have it. Seafood fettuccine with lemon, basil, and white wine.